my couple years of, going through self-improvement, learning all this stuff, one of the biggest things I've taken out of it is that sleep is incredibly important, and that sleep should be one of your top priorities, if not your top priority, if you're trying to live a good life and if you're trying to improve your life. And it's ironic I'm saying this because I'm up right now. It's about 11 o'clock and I'm recording this video so that I can actually make daily videos for you guys. And so, not every day. I don't get good sleep every day, but especially recently, I do try to get good sleep, and for a lot of reasons. Just yesterday, I was watching Andrew Huberman. I think it's Andrew Huberman, but I was watching his podcast, and he was talking about sleep with this other professor about sleep. And, they ran a bunch of studies, they did a bunch of tests, and basically the biggest thing of that podcast that you could take away was that not getting adequate sleep basically creates a disconnect between like your frontal lobe and the rest of your brain. And so basically you start to lose control over your emotions, right? It's a lot easier for you to become riled up. It's a lot easier for your emotions to change rapidly. And after looking back on my sleep, I realized that's very much true in my life, and it probably is in yours too. An example is, a few days ago, I got not a lot of sleep. I stayed up until probably 1 or 2 in the morning, and then I had to get up relatively early to go do a whole bunch of work, right? And the whole day, I was just trying to do work, but everything was just pissing me off so much. Like every little thing that went wrong, or even just having to do these tasks, they were just destroying me. I was just getting so mad so easy. And my mood was, just pretty terrible all day long. And then yesterday, even though I didn't go to sleep like on time because I watched Oppenheimer, incredible film by the way, I got like a pretty good amount of sleep. I got like 9 hours of sleep, I think. And today, my mood was just great. Honestly, I didn't get too much done today, but my mood was like so much better. And even the moments where I was starting to get angry, they weren't nearly as intense as the other day. And it was much easier to kind of lift my mood back up again. So obviously sleep is a pretty important thing, but a lot of people won't go through the process of, learning how to get better sleep and learning, kind of what their sleep habits are and how to, better them. I think what a lot of people don't understand is that it's not just the getting in bed and the sleeping, it's what happens before and after that affect, your entire mood and your entire day. So we'll start with the evening, right? Most people will, they'll stay up, they'll be on their phones, they'll watch a movie, they'll do whatever, and then right after they'll brush their teeth, shower maybe, and then go to bed. But that's not good for your brain, as pretty much everybody knows that blue light from your phone, that basically disrupts a whole bunch of chemicals in your brain and makes your brain think that it's still daytime. And so when you use your phone near bedtime, then it kind of messes up your brain and it takes you longer to fall asleep. So that's one of the big things, is to stop using your phone an hour or two before bed. And I know it's hard a lot of the time, but there's not a lot you're missing out on, I promise you. You can have like emergency notifications on, but I just turn like most of mine off because it's not important, and I try to value my sleep as best I can. And after that, you want to do activities that kind of slow your brain down and, kind of get it ready for bed. For me, that's taking a hot shower and then reading and then journaling or meditating or praying. All those things help my brain kind of slow down and kind of get it ready to go into bed. And, for everyone, they're going to have different things that they prefer doing, before bed, but it has to be something calming. It has to be something that doesn't require a lot of energy. But as long as you got that, you can kind of really do whatever. Just kind of figure out what works for you, and then you should be able to get in bed and go to sleep a lot faster. Now, some people are really good at falling asleep fast. Like my brother, he falls asleep like instantly. And he doesn't really follow any of these sleep things. And so for those people, I'd say it's still important to do all those good calming habits, but maybe you don't have to start them as early. You have to figure out what it is for you that you need, but it's still important to put these things into play, because no matter who you are, it affects your brain, because that's just how the brain works. Unless you have some sort of like really bad mental disability that, you know, messes up your brain, whatever. And then during your sleep is really important too. And there's a whole bunch of cycles of sleep that, you know, you can watch a whole bunch of podcasts or videos about that. I'm not going to go into that. But obviously we're talking about sleep, and it's important that when you're actually sleeping that it's quality sleep and not just, you know, crap, right? And it's not just the amount of time you're in bed. It's also, you know, the kind of sleep that you're getting. It's also the quality of that sleep that affects how well your brain recharges, re-energizes, and your mood the next day. One thing you have to do is make sure your room is like completely dark as it can be, because blue light does affect sleep a lot, but like any lights, if you're trying to sleep, they're gonna affect your brain and affect how well you sleep. So make sure your room is as dark as possible. I don't have blackout curtains, but I heard those are a good investment if you want to try this out. Another thing is, if your mattresses or your sheets or your pillowcases or whatever, if they're getting old, you got to get rid of them, and you should look into what will work best for you and then buy new ones. Because you can implement anything I say in this video, but if you're sleeping on a wooden plank, then your sleep isn't going to be good, like period. So make sure you look into these things and, you know, buy things that will definitely help you sleep. I would say it's good to invest a little bit more. Obviously, I don't have a lot of money. I'm just in high school. I don't even have a job yet. But I would say invest a little bit more than you normally would with bed things, because sleep is so incredibly important, and it's better to, you know, pay a little bit extra for something that will definitely work better and probably last longer than something that might hurt your sleep. And so the final stage of it is actually waking up in the morning, right? And so getting up in the morning, that period where you wake up and you get out of bed, is actually really crucial to how the rest of your day plays out. Because if you get up and then you just kind of stay in bed, then your brain is kind of in this like lazy state, and it's really hard for you to get up out of bed, even if you're laying there for like 2 or 3 hours and you get like extra sleep, you still feel more tired. And so what I do personally is I put my phone over here. There's a little shelf here you can't really see, but I'll put it here, and then my bed is in the other corner. And when my alarm goes off, I'm forced to get up out of bed and walk over and turn my alarm off. Some days I'm just really lazy, and I'll either not turn my alarm off or I'll turn it off and then just go right back to bed. But those are always the days that I feel pretty tired and pretty lazy. And so what that does basically is just kind of wakes your brain up more than just, you know, waking up your brain's actually kind of getting active, right? You're actually moving around a little bit as soon as you wake up, which is really good. But also, that's not really the only thing you should do in the morning to kind of wake you up. For me, I'll take a cold shower in the morning, usually like 3 to 5 minutes. That really wakes you up. And then I'll go outside, because a lot of people don't know this, but sunlight actually wakes you up a lot. It like signals to your brain that it is, you know, morning and it's time to wake up. And then after that, you know, I'll just kind of make breakfast and then go on with my day. So mornings aren't like as sophisticated, I guess, or as important as nighttime routines, but they are still important, and you should do things to wake you up relatively fast. Not too fast, obviously, but definitely relatively fast. I know a lot of people don't like taking cold showers, but they are really good for you. I would definitely recommend at least trying them. And again, every person is different, so you have to figure out what works for you and what helps you sleep better. But these are just kind of some guidelines to help you along the way with that. And it is getting pretty late right now for me, so I should be heading off to bed soon. So I'm going to end the video here. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. God bless.